Fire.
The United States completely denies any involvement in the incident in Costa Verde. The Global Response and Intelligence Team is an enemy of the United States of America. Anyone involved in this terrorist false flag organization will be hunted down and will face the consequences.
Where is Brandon Beckett? Is he still alive?
What the hell am I doing here?
You're being detained under the Patriot Act.
That's for terrorists.
Hello, Zero. Where's my son?
There's been an attack. Over 50 Phoenix rebels were killed in the raid. 3 were taken hostage.
Give me Brandon Beckett. I'll give you an honorable death.
Why would they kill 50 unless they want us to go back to Costa Verde? This is a trap.
Tell me everything Beckett taught you. When he comes for you, what's he gonna do?
You really think you can take on the Iron Legion on your own?
We faced worse odds.
You guys just barely made it back across the border alive.
But we're going in.
One shot, one kill.
Let's get to work.
3, 2, 1. Fire.
So we can't go home after everything we've done for our country.
There is no going home. You're a man of no nation, Brandon Beckett.
Hope you enjoyed the show, Brandon. You're next.
What's up, everybody? It's John with the ACTION-FLIX. The ACTION-FLIX with John Jerva. That's me. And I got a special episode, as you all know. Sniper No Nation hit digital and DVD about a couple weeks ago. I talked to Chan Michael Collins. That interview is going to be coming out. But I got his other half, Ryan Robbins, who plays Zero. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm super excited to talk to you. Like I said, I've been a fan of yours for a long, long time. We're talking like, I mean, I've been going through your IMDb because there's a lot of stuff you're in that I am a fan of. Because I remember, like, the earliest thing I probably remember is Sanctuary, because I was a big fan of that show when it came out.
Oh, no way, man! That's so much nostalgia. That show is one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Oh, that's cool. Like I said, I was a big fan of that show. And like just going down your, like I said, going down your IMDb, you have done so much. Like you have been blessed, sir. You've been working. I don't want to make you sound old. I'm old. I'm in my 50s. So but you've been around for a while. So first of all, before we talk about Sniper and your awesome role of Zero, that this is your 5th film now, correct? That you've been doing with them?
Yeah, 12 would be my 5th. That's correct.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we get into all the coolness that is that, and you know, of course, we could throw shade at Chad because he's not here right now, so that'll all be good. But no, seriously though, I talked to him last week, so and he was like, hey, do you want me to hook you up with Ryan? I was like, yeah. I was like,
oh, he speaks very highly of you, man. He was like, you got to do this. You got to talk to this guy. Okay.
Oh, I said, I started my website like 10 years. A little over 10 years ago, and he was like one of the first people from the industry to reach out to me, and he's been with me ever since. So I have nothing but good things to say about him. And like I said, you taking the time to talk to me, all good. I love it. So first of all, let's go way back and tell us how you first got into the entertainment industry. Again, this is like a generic question, but it's always one I got to start with, especially when I'm talking to somebody for the first time. Like, was this something you wanted to do? Did you always want to act, or were you something else happened? You're like, you know what, this is good too.
Yeah, man. I mean, the abridged version, I knew at the age of 12 that this is what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to do it. I'm a blue collar kid. I come from a military family. I was supposed to, get out of the Army and become a first responder. I thought I was going to be a firefighter. But I just had this artist in me that I couldn't suppress. I did a lot of crazy shit. I started studying martial arts at a really young age. And I got to do some martial arts shows. And then I became a musician at a young age, and long story short, I ended up becoming a circus performer for a while. which was nuts. When I got back to the country, I was in Australia at the last one. And when I got back into the country, one of my closest best friends from childhood is a gentleman by the name of Kamani Ray Smith, who's now like an incredible director, producer. He was a great stunt coordinator and stunt performer. And he said, why don't you get into stunts? Maybe it's a good way to break into acting. I did do stunts for a bit. It was not a path to acting for me. It was a path to some injuries. And then in the meantime, I ended up in a band, and the band had a good bit of success. A filmmaker was a fan of my band, put me in a movie, and the rest, as they say, is history.
That's like, so I was not aware, like you started off with stunts, so that's pretty cool. So like, what was your first official, like you said you were like, what'd you do for the circus? Like that gets me curious.
Well, I did a lot of different things, sort of like I guess if you've seen Cirque du Soleil, sometimes there's like a plant in the audience who sort of like is your window to the world. So I had acrobatics routine. I did a version of like a clown, like pratfalls. I did some trampolines, so a little trapeze. Well, I don't really like the trapeze. I had a big stilt routine. I had this like kind of martial arts routine I would do on stilts, and I could balance stuff. I lied, man. I lied my way into the job. I told them I could do things I just didn't know how to do, and I had to learn it all on the fly because I am the living embodiment of fake it till you make it, man. That's the truth of it.
All right, so I do martial arts on my circus. I do martial arts on my feet, and it's hard enough. I'm like, I can't even imagine. Like, how the hell do you do martial arts on stilts? Like, take me, like what exactly did you? Were you throwing kicks and stuff like this? Like, sounds impossible.
Yeah, like you could do those, like roundhouse kicks, and I would make it performative. It wasn't like, it was more like, I don't dance. I can't dance. I'm the terrible
I can't
dancer.
dance either. Yeah.
But I could do these martial arts routine that sort of looked like a dance if I was on stilts. It was the goofiest thing. I don't know, but people liked it. Kids really dug it. So I did that for a bit.
I gotta ask, is there video? Is there video?
God, I hope not, man.
Damn it.
I hope not.
Like, break that open.
I have some photos somewhere.
All right, so what was your first official acting gig? So what was the first thing you did professionally as an actor?
The first thing I did as an actor was a little independent movie called Horsey. The first thing I got paid for, I did like this special skills stunts on Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan. And I got to meet Jackie, who still is to this day a huge influence on me, and a hero of mine for sure. I grew up loving Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin. But Buster Keaton always kind of blew my mind when I would watch those old silent films. And Jackie was very influenced by Buster Keaton. And as much as I love Bruce Lee, like every aspiring martial artist, Bruce Lee is the cream of the crop. But I think Jackie Chan is just such a special human. The artistry, the comedy, the realness in his fights, and I always try to incorporate that into the fights in our sniper movies, for example. I like the idea of throwing a punch and it hurts. Like, if you've ever punched somebody, it hurts, man. Like, it hurts. So I like
that's why you use your palm.
Yeah, that's why I like the idea of like throwing a punch or just stopping and being like, just okay. Right. I like that because it's fun, and it's also a bit more real, and puts a little bit of levity and cuts the tension, and so we've sort of developed Zero into this guy who he comes through in the end, but he always takes a beating. He got to wake up before he gets in on the action.
So okay. So here's what, like, as you're talking, like, I'm listening, but I'm going down your resume here. Like, I like all these shows and shit that I watched throughout the years. I'm gonna go back and like find you through. Like, okay, so 7 Days, the UPN show, you're on that one. I love that show. So
yeah, that was so fun.
Refresh my memory. Like, it says 2 episodes. I'm trying because I haven't seen it in a long time.
Well, 7 Days was a huge trajectory changer for me. I was actually going to go do fight forest fires at that time. That's what I thought I was going to do. And I had a job, and then I booked this 7 days role. It was at that time, that was the biggest role I'd ever booked. Up until then, I was playing characters called seedy guy, sketchy dude, punk rocker number 2.
Right.
Like, I would just bit parts here and there, and I was grateful. I was super happy to have them. The first job I ever did on a television show was a TV series called Cold Squad, and I think my character was called Chimp or something.
It's not. It doesn't lie. Yep.
And then, but 7 days was such a game changer for me, and I learned a lot on that show. And that show paid me quite well, and I had a really nice trailer. And I remember I brought my mom and my aunt to come visit me, and it was like I was so like I made it. It just, but that's when the bug really got me. Is like the film and TV bug really got me on that show, and I had such a good time. And I didn't have to go fight forest fires, and then that just everything sort of started to the trajectory sort of started picking up after 7 days.
Like I said, like that was like, you know, because back then, like there's a lot of syndicated TV and stuff like that. So that's when like a lot of cool action shows were coming. And I love the premise of that show. That was a really, like, it was kind of ahead of its time a little bit, I think, you know, like, so, and then of course you did Dark Angel with the great Jessica Alba. That was pretty friggin' cool.
Master P threw me out a window.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, absolutely. So talk about, so it's like you did 2 episodes there. You did 2 episodes. So you're like the 2 episode man on these shows.
I was for a while. And then bizarrely, Master P's son, who was Lil Romeo at the time, I think he's just Romeo now. He had a TV series on Nickelodeon called Lil Romeo. And somehow I got hired to be Romeo's manager, this character called Hacksaw. And so I was reunited with P. I was back hanging with Master P and his family again, which was super surreal and really fun. And, you know, they were always really kind to me. Really, we had the best time. Those kids would kick my ass on the basketball court every day. And that was fun, man. It was great. I never knew. I was like, I'm not even in this episode. And I'd get a call, can you come in tomorrow? We had to make some script changes. Like, you're in the whole episode now. And so that was super fun. So I've worked with Master P a few times.
You did an episode of Smallville, another one of my favorites. Like
another game changer for me. That was another thing that
wow. Okay, so give me some history on that one real quick. Yeah, you played Louis Larry Jr.
Louis Leary Jr.
Louis Larry. Okay, yeah.
He was like Lex Luthor's id. Lex Luthor, Louis Leary. He was like you find out, spoiler alert, he was actually like a figure of Lex's imagination, Lex's standing on a deserted island. And I think that role was supposed to continue, but again, circumstances and rewrites, and sadly that went away. But I did meet some really amazing folks on that show who I still have relationships with to this day, including a professional relationship with a gentleman by the name of Chris Petrie, who's one of my best friends. We actually started producing, and he directs and writes indie films. So we did a bunch of indies together, and now we do the same, but we do television together now.
So yeah, okay. As soon as you started, I was like that. Yeah, I was like, it came back to me. Now of course, I love this. But you did Walking Tall with The Rock. That was pretty cool. You were trapped. So that's when The Rock was doing his action thing. So that was pretty cool. So talk about to being on set and being, because at that time he was doing his wrestling thing too.
That was the best, man. That was so fun. I went in for this audition to play the role that Kevin Durand ended up playing, and Kevin is a good buddy of mine. But the director, Kevin Bray, he said, you know, you're not going to get that part. You're just not tall enough. I was like, I figured, but he's like, I really like you. I'm going to write something for you. And I want to put you in the movie. And I said, that's wonderful. That's amazing. So I spent like 3 months working with those guys on that film. And it was one of the most amazing times of my career. I found out I was going to be a father on that show for the first time.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Okay.
Dwayne had actually like kind of locked me in the hair and makeup trailer with him. He said, I hear you're going to be a dad. And I said, yeah. He said, what did you do when you found out? And I said, honestly, Dwayne, I think I hit the floor in the fetal position and cried no like 90 times. I have no business being somebody's father. Like, I'm just such a child. And he's like, I did the same thing. His daughter at the time was, I think, 2 or something. And so we kind of bonded over that. And he sort of sat me down and he gave me this really good, he just talked to me in a really wonderful way. And he said things I needed to hear. He told me, you know, you got this, and you'll see as soon as that baby's born, like everything's going to kick in. And he's like, and I'll never forget this. He said, babies bring luck. He's like, you watch, your life's going to change. You focus on that baby, your life's going to change. And it did. It did. Everything changed for me around that time. That's when I did Smallville. That's when I did a show called Kingdom Hospital. That's when like I just started working after Walking Tall. Became really good friends with Neil McDonough, Kevin Durant, like a lot of those guys I still see. And Dwayne was exceptionally kind and so damn fun. That guy he was so fun. It was such a good set. Johnny Knoxville was on that set, and you know, Johnny and I share a love for Johnny Cash, so there was a lot of. It was a really special time, to be honest. We shot that film in a little town in the mountains of British Columbia called Squamish, which is now where I've lived for the last 10 years. And I had never been here except until we shot that movie. And after we shot that movie, I was like, this is a special place, man. I think I want to live here one day. And I do.
Wow, I think, listen, I just thought it was cool that you're in the movie. I didn't know that was a great story. That was awesome. Now, because I could be here for like 2 hours going through your resume.
Well, you want to hear the coolest thing about that movie real quick?
Go, please do. Yes. Yeah.
Jeff Haverstead was the U.S. stunt coordinator. There was supposed to be this stunt where I was supposed to run around the corner and The Rock is going to hit me with the 4x4 and knock me down. And then Jeff says, hey, I hear you were in the circus. Yeah. And he said, I hear you're a fighter. Yeah, that's correct. And he's like, what do you think about this? I think maybe we should have you run along the balcony, jump off the balcony. Dwayne will catch you, he'll press you, and he'll slam you through a blackjack table. But I want you to do it. How do you feel about that? And I said, let me just get this straight, Jeff. You want me to jump from the top of the cage onto the rock where he will press me and slam me through the broadcast booth. That's basically
rock bottom,
what you're asking.
Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck yeah, we're going to do that. Let's do that. So we did that over and over again. Of course, keeping safe. So they've got me on this cable so that I don't hit the ground. But between takes, I just hang on this cable because I was like 1 foot off the ground. And Dwayne would come over. And he's like, you look so uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm fine. And at one point he picked me up and he put me on his shoulder. And I was like, put me down, Dwayne. Put me down. Don't put me on your shoulder, Dwayne. And he's like, what you wrong? I was like, because I feel like a fucking Muppet. Put me down. I don't want to be a Muppet. Who's my Muppet? Like that's the kind of fun that we had. And he probably slammed me through 5 blackjack tables. It was awesome.
You cannot pay. Go ahead.
He said, hey, Rod, have you ever been thrown through a table before? And I was like, no, Dwayne, no. He's like, it's the best. You're gonna love it. I was like, okay. And he was right.
He's used to get thrown through tables and shit. You know, like he probably thinks this is normal for him. It's like, no, not Rock. Everyday people don't get thrown through tables and crap. It just doesn't happen. You know? one of the best times of my life, not just my career. Oh, you can't pay for that. Oh my God, that's like okay. Now, before we talk about Sniper, last thing I want to talk about is Sanctuary because again, that's probably the biggest thing I knew you from. Again, you that was a big show that you did, and just. Yeah. Talk about that experience. And because like I said, it was so immersive and just like, you know, that's when the Sci-Fi Channel was like really, I loved the Sci-Fi Channel at that time because they were cranking out movies and TV shows and all that good stuff. Yeah. So talk about that and just that experience.
That was a crazy anomaly. I had been doing this show called Stargate Atlantis. And
I saw that too. Yep.
I was supposed to, I actually was just working again with Martin Wood, who was, executive producer, director on Sanctuary also Stargate Atlantis. We were reminiscing, and I was supposed to do 2 episodes, and then they were gonna I was gonna die. They were gonna shoot my character, and I was gonna fall dead through the through the Stargate. And Martin was like, "Yeah, I kind of like you, man. I think we might keep you around. Maybe we won't kill you." And then he looks and he just goes, we're gonna kill you instead. He just points to this guy that I was in all the scenes with, and it was Corey Monteith, who got killed on Stargate Atlantis and went on to huge success in Glee. Rest in peace. Corey was just an exceptional human. So that was funny. And then we're doing the Atlantis, and then the Sanctuary came up as a web series, and Damian Kindler, and I knew Amanda Tapping at that point. I didn't know Damian, and I knew Martin, and they're like, I think we should cast Ryro to play Henry. And Damian goes, I don't think he's like weird enough. And Martin goes, oh no, trust me, he's plenty weird. He's plenty weird. And so we did the web series, and then we just did the show for 4 seasons, 5 seasons. It was the best time. I played a werewolf for 5 years, man. It was the best. Hyper accelerated protean.
Right, exactly. Okay, if you want to get technical, but yeah, I just remember it was just so it was different, and because I'm an action guy, as you know. I was like, and just like that type of I like stuff that meshes genres, and that was like one of the biggest ones, because Supernatural was another one that I saw because blending genres and stuff like that. And I mean, like I said, I could go on all day and talk because like I said, you're on Arrow. I remember that. I love that television show.
So when you talk about action, real quick. So most people, I was doing a lot of comedy back then, and Henry, of course, being funny and quirky, but with this darkness to him.
Oh, absolutely.
Which I really identified with. But Sanctuary was actually, I think, one of the very first shows that realized that I could fight, that I was a martial artist. And Martial Virtue and Rob Hader were our sub coordinator and fight choreographer, and they knew I could fight. So they actually started incorporating Henry into fight scenes. And that's when people realized that I was a fighter. And that changed my career trajectory again to where I started to do more action in my roles, and that was because of those guys on Sanctuary.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, because I remember while watching the show, and then when you started to get physical, I was like, because again, I was into the martial arts and everything. I was like, that's what I was like. I was like, this guy. Wow, I was like, wow. I was like that. Now, let's talk about because you look like a pretty fit guy. Because I was talking to Chad the last week about Sniper No Nation. We talked about you, of course, and because I was like, damn, you're jacked. Like your arms, you're wearing these shirts, and he's like, yeah. I was like, did you guys ever have any arm wrestling Sunset or anything? So talk about that as are you pretty avid? Obviously you are, because the viz, and everything. So talk about that.
Well, more so since Sniper. I mean, I've always trained and worked out, but with the Sniper movies, I gotta stay in shape because those sequences they're tough and they're brutal and they're exhausting. And the way Zero was explained to me early on, they will say where Chad's character is stealth and finesse, and I'm brute force. I'm the guy
you're the battering ram. Yeah.
Yeah, and I kick down doors. I'm the guy that will choose to bring a knife to a gunfight.
Right.
Throw caution to the wind and just walk into a room and fight everybody, which is super fun for me. And being on the thicker side helps. Having wrestled really helps, and we incorporate that into Zero a lot. But yeah, Chad and I we've always just sort of tease each other about it. But that dude is a specimen. Chad, I've never known that guy to have an ounce of body fat on him. It's insane. He's insanely fit. His diet is crazy. It's he's way more diligent and focused than I am. So yeah, that guy's in insane shape. It's crazy. So I feel the motivation to stay fit because Chad is a stay ready so you don't have to get ready kind of guy, and I like that. So I tend to, and also since doing these sniper movies, my physique has come into play a lot in the roles I play outside of sniper. So I try to keep it up as long as I can. I'm gonna ride this bus till the wheels fall off.
Now, okay, so before, like, obviously you came out in Assassin's End, which again, like, I love because like in that movie, like, because obviously you're not on the same side yet, because actually you're it was more or less like, are you going to be an antagonist type of thing, so that was cool. Were you a fan of the Sniper franchise before?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That, especially that first movie, and just honestly, just such a huge fan of Tom Berenger. I mean, Tom, growing up, Tom was like, he was the guy. Like,
this guy.
You got your you got your Stallones and your Schwarzeneggers and Bruce Willis and these guys, and they're great. But there's something, Tom just has this. He just has this grit. This, no pun intended, but he's just grounded, and he's got this like gravitas. He just got. There's just I don't know. There's a sincerity in his power, if that makes sense.
No, yeah.
Absolutely. I expect, when I first met him, I thought this guy's going to be so intimidating. I thought this guy is just, okay, be on your best behavior. Man, he's just the nicest guy. He's exactly what you'd hope he would be. He's funny. He's charming. He's nice. He met my mom. My mom thought, like, Jesus, Mom, you're in high school right now. Settle down. Like, he's so charming, and yeah, he's great. I mean, he's the real deal. He's a legend, and he deserves to be called a legend.
Yeah, I can see, like, because like it's so unprecedented, because like his legacy and like the movies he's done, and like you basically grew up watching this man, and then here he is, like, and you're acting alongside him. I mean, I, for one, if I ever met him, would be like, oh, and then here you are, like, acting next to him. Now, talk about getting Assassin's End. So, like, obviously you're pretty stoked, that you're gonna. Did you know from then that, like, hey, this is gonna be a thing, or was it just like, hey, I'm gonna be in an assassin movie, in Assassin's End, a sniper movie, but then it just kind of like it just, everything kind of worked.
Yeah, well, my friend Kari Andrews was directing that he directed Assassin's End, and of course Oliver Thompson wrote it, and they offered me the role, and I didn't know. I thought I was just going to be the one movie, and then they sat me down in a boardroom, and they sort of explained Zero to me. It was Oliver Bayderas, and then, of course, the best in the business, Daniel Monchain, who's our Sony executive on the sniper movies. He's the best. And they said that they see him as like, if like Wolverine and Tony Stark had a baby with that kind of like Deadpool snark. And I was like, I'm your guy. That's and after they basically took the leash off. They kind of let me go, especially with the comedic beats. They let me riff, and they let me ad lib a little bit here and there. And then from that point on, also I thought it was pretty kind of a really cool coincidence that, Zero is Zeke Rosenberg. Zero. I've been Ryro my whole career. So Ryan Robbins, Ryro. And then I played this character called Zero, amalgamation. Same reason. I was like, now that seems pretty cool. That seems kind of meant to be. And gradually over all these years, Zero and Ryro are becoming harder and harder to tell apart.
Now, did you know Chad before, or did you meet him?
No,
never.
I met him there, and the crazy thing was, we didn't actually have a lot of scenes together.
No, yeah, you didn't. That's true. Yeah, yep.
So, we connected there, and we got along immediately, but nobody knew if Zero was going to continue or not. It was a big maybe, and if this works, maybe we'll keep going. And then we did Rogue Mission, and we started actually working together, and then we started to develop the banter, which we really explored in Grit. And you know, I think people didn't realize how funny Chad is,
Right.
and so then that relationship started forming pretty immediately after Assassin's End, and it just has continued to grow. And you know, it's where it is now, and it's super, it's sincere, it's organic. You know, he's family. He's yeah.
So when I talked to Chad the last time, I was like, and I think I probably mentioned it before because I've talked to him so many times. It's like I forget what I've asked him at this point. But I was like, you guys are like Tango and Cash. Like, you know, if I was gonna put like a moniker to it, because of course, if you're an action fan, you love Tango and Cash, Stallone and Russell. Like, just even with the production problems that movie had, that they still crushed it. But that's what you guys are. You're like this generation Tango and Cash, because it's like you just said it. Your family, you know, you butt heads, you know, but at the end, you know, you're each other's backup and that. So talk about that, like the chemistry between the two characters, and just like how it's evolved from the Assassin's End. Obviously, you know, you just came on and you know you weren't anything in that movie, but how it's, you know, evolved into what it is now.
That's very much by design. Oliver Thompson had started to develop that storyline a little bit. You know, there's this line Zero says to Brandon, "Brothers fight, B." Like, yeah. That's just how it is, and it's when he's sort of apologizing to me for something, and that Rogue Mission was the one where they really wanted to explore the brotherhood of these two, and you get to see, you know, Zero's ex-wife and Sydney, and then with Brandon being incorporated into that story, you know, Brandon over at dinner with the ex-wife, and you know, those moments started to build from there. So it was definitely by design to create that, and also by design, when you say Tango and Cash, you look at all the old buddy cop movies from the 80s and 90s, we very purposely pay homage to those. Like, that's it is intentional, and it's fun as hell. It's the best, because what we're offering you is 90 minutes of unapologetic entertainment. We're just giving you a good time and a hell of a ride for 90 minutes where we punch people, we blow shit up, and we crack some jokes, and it is the best job of my life, you know, because we don't have to change your mind about a damn thing. You know, we want you to sit down. You've had a hard day at the office, hard day at work, whatever it is you're doing, and we want you to be able to sit down with your spouse or your partner or whoever, your buddies, and just be entertained for 90 minutes, and, you know, be excited and have a laugh and reminisce and remember what it felt like when you were a kid watching those movies. You know, like, I can't believe we get to do this, man. It's crazy. But yeah, we definitely pay homage to those archetypes in those films.
And like I tell my daughters, I'm like, you will never know the greatness that was the 80s. Like, honestly, it was just like, it was so different. Everything was, oh my God. I was like, the movies. So sometimes I try to show movies from the 80s and they're just like, Dad, what is? I'm like, are you serious right now? And I get it. They're, you know, I'm looking at it through my eyes. They're looking at it through their eyes. And it's like, if you watch, you know, Christopher Reeve Superman, because I remember I was like, blasphemy, because my one daughter was like, he doesn't look like he's flying. I'm like, you shut your mouth. I was like,
you gotta go back to like Goonies and stuff too, though.
Absolutely.
You know, say, die, come on, man. That's so iconic. Like, all that stuff, you know.
So let's talk about Rogue Mission now. Okay, so, and again, I'm not like, I love all the sniper movies, but if I had to pick my least popular, it would probably be Rogue Mission, just because it went for a different tone. It was like doing a James Bond thing and stuff like that. But there was like, it went for like, I mean, you were talking about cracking jokes and stuff like that, but it went for like a real, like more of a comedic tone as opposed to the other ones. So, and I've talked to people, and like a lot of people like they say like, you know what, Rogue Mission, it's like, we like it, but it's like, you know, what they were doing with it. I was like, I get it. You're trying to switch it up, because that's how this franchise is lasting. Because, you know, I was talking to Chad for one of our interviews, and it was like, after like the movies before you came on, it was like the mission of the day type of thing, and they kind of blend and stuff like that. So I get what they were trying to do. So just talk about like when you were making that movie, did you get a sense of like, hey, you know what, like, you know, this is either going to work or it's not type of thing.
Well, it was trying the attempt was to get Brandon and Zero into like the more private world and out of the military environment, and we certainly played with the humor a lot in Grit. That was probably the one where we took the humor the furthest, and some fans would argue too far. But we needed to do those to establish that they're on their own, essentially. We needed to do those films, and also we needed to do those films in order to get back to where we got to with Last Stand. I think, Rogue Mission and Grit needed to happen, and those characters needed to develop in that way, so that now there's a trajectory. Now we know how we work as a team, and we needed to assemble that team moving forward. There was a reason for that. We were assembling a team, and we could explore different members, sort of take some of the load off of Brandon and Zero, so maybe the audience isn't like oversaturated with us or whatever. All that stuff's kind of above my pay grade,
right?
But in the end, you sort of realize that like Brandon and they want to see Brandon and Zero. I want to see Brandon and Zero. We work what we do. We work damn near every day if we could. I love working with Chad. I like our scenes together. The banter is easy. They write for us now. They don't try to write against. I don't know. They write with our voices now. Like Sean Wathan, who wrote the last three. Yep. He didn't know us at all. He came on as a new writer, but he found our voices immediately, and he wrote for us, and I was pretty blown away. I was like, man, you don't even know us, but you write these characters so effortlessly, and the words came easy. I think there is Grit needed, because that is Brandon and Zero's relationship in a nutshell. And it's the scene where they're trying to get the tracking device out of Lady X's back, and they're fighting over who has the knife and who has the light. Yes, but it's this really intense, very serious situation, and they're getting real snappy with each other, and then Zero just says, "Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking punch you." That's where you go, oh, they're there now. These two guys went from strangers to brothers now, but we had to earn it, right? Like the characters had to earn that brotherhood. So we needed those movies for Brandon and Zero to earn the relationship as it is now, if that makes any sense. That was very long.
No, absolutely.
To say that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like you just took the words right out of my mouth, because, and again, going into Grit now. So because I remember, because my friend, I have another friend who does an action blog. So we kind of like talk it back and forth and stuff like that. And then he's like, did you see Grit yet? I'm like, no, I just got the screener. I'm going to check, I died to check it out. He's like, I was like, okay, but it's like the finale, like it was probably like the most violent of all the sniper films, like that finale. It's like I want to go back to your one scene, like you're like John Woo in it, like with two Uzis, like, which is the best thing ever. And like you're walking down this corridor, like a ramp, and you're like shooting, and you're like the Uzi, you're still shooting as you're going up in the air to turn around to shoot the other guy. It's the best. Do you know what scene I'm talking about? Like you're walking,
I know
you're like
well.
this, and the gun's still firing, and you're like wasting ammo, but you just don't give a shit. So I love that scene.
Trigger locked down. Yep.
Yeah. So talk about that finale, and like because I'm going to ask you another question that's going to be kind of like coordinated with that, but just talk about like the awesomeness of like, because that's probably, until we had Last Stand now, that was probably like one of the best finales that you guys have been through.
Yeah, man, it was. I mean, we shot that in Malta, and,
right? Yeah.
I think what people forget is they've written Zero as a linguist, right? So wherever we are, I have to learn at least one or two languages that are foreign to me, because Zero is a linguist. And I had to speak Maltese in that movie, which I have no reference. Like Spanish and French and German, you know, there's Latin derivatives, and I can find my bits there. Japanese is really hard, and I'm very adamant about getting it as right as possible when I do these things. Maltese was another language that was just so unique and strange. So we kind of leaned into this thing of like, you know, Zero knows all these languages, and he gives up the secret to Brandon, which is like, you just got to learn one phrase and stick to it. This clever thing. And then it almost bites Zero in the ass in the bathroom scene when he's only got the one phrase and he's trying to get this woman to not go to the bathroom. I love that scene. I thought that was like, that was a really fun scene that we had trouble getting through because everybody was laughing behind the monitors and I couldn't keep it together. And then all that leads to this massive, like, fuck off fight scene. You've got Lady Death fighting everyone. And
yeah, she's got the wonder sequence, which is just freaking awesome.
Yeah, Luna was amazing. She was just amazing in that scene. And then we developed that relationship. Like, what is this relationship between Zero and Yuki? We start to play with it a bit. And right towards the end of that action scene, when, oh my God, I'm on that Gatling gun on the back of the truck, you damn well know everybody wanted to fire that thing. And every time I see that scene in slow motion, like my face is shaking, and I felt like Stallone. It was the best. I just felt like Rambo, and I mow everybody down. And there's this moment where Yuki sits up like a baby doll, and then she just looks at him and just smiles, and the music changes. I was like, oh, I thought that was great. I loved that beat in that in Grit, and then that's the team where we all just kind of walk out together. Josh Brenner killed it in that. Like, he's so great.
You guys walking like in slow-mo, like you got the slow-mo walk. You know, you know you've arrived if you get the slow-mo walk. The only thing that was missing was an explosion behind you guys. Like you need
all the flags dropped. Though.
Oh, exactly. Yes.
All the flags dropped. There's a really fun shootout scene. Chad and he had one of the Uzis, and we're back to back, and then we both just stood up at the same time and kept walking, and we finished that, and we kind of look at each other like, really? Damn, okay. We just did that, and it just, like, that's just, you know, you just, like playing jazz, you just kind of were feeding off each other. We just did that move just happened to do that move at the same time, and it looked sick, it looked great, and it's in the movie.
Yeah,
we
you also had
that where they shoot the Gladiator, where they shot Gladiator. That was actually in the Gladiator arena.
Oh yeah, so like right there, just being there shooting a movie, it's got to be surreal. You're like this is where Russell Crowe, you know, was like,
it was amazing. Yeah,
are you not entertained? It's like
you know, everybody did that in there. Like everybody had their selfies. It's like that's like, okay, we're gonna take an hour break so everybody can get their "Are you not entertained?" moment.
Yeah, get your moment. Go ahead. Get. Yeah. Now you also, I want to go back to Rogue Nation because I forgot to mention, like, you had that elevator scene in Rogue Nation. Listen, there's nothing beats a good elevator fight. We all know Captain America crushed it in Winter Soldier, you know, and Ryan Gosling and Driver and stuff like. But like, nothing beats a good elevator scene. So like, just talk about, because that was like probably one of my favorite action sequences from yours, besides Grit, where you had the Uzis, and of course I'm gonna go into Last Stand, but just talk about that elevator scene, because that was pretty freaking cool.
It was a small elevator. I mean, talk about fighting in a phone.
It was like,
that actor, Eric, he got cast at the 11th hour. There was another actor in the role who got COVID. We were shooting during the COVID era, and Eric came in last minute, and I think he only had like maybe 24 hours to rehearse, and he's a great actor and wonderful human. Oh my gosh. But he's not a fighter, but he's got to jump in with me in this elevator. So, you know, contact was made. Like, there are just times where, like, you know, you're making a bit of contact. And I remember this one moment, he's supposed to, you know, punch me in the face, and he punched me in the face. And it's fine. I was fine. Nobody was hurt. And I remember looking at him and just trying to like telepathically tell him to keep going because I don't want to do the fight scene anymore. Like I don't want to keep getting hit. Just keep going. And he looked terrified that he'd hit me, and he looked like he's gonna kill me now, which is what he thought I was gonna do. The nut shot, dude. The nut shot. It looks real for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, bless him. It could have been worse, but I was so impressed with him and his ability. He picked up that choreography so quick. I mean, you ask any fighter, stunt guy, action guy about fighting in an elevator, and they'll tell you all the reasons it's so hard. The camera crew to shoot it, like it is. We think we shot 12 hours. We probably shot that fight.
That and it, like when you're in that close confines, and you just said it, like, you know, you're gonna get hit. It's just like it's like when they said like, "Hey, this is what we're doing," were you just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have bruises when I get out of the," like, because you're always gonna have bruises when you're doing stuff.
You know that going in, but we know that going into these movies. Like we're not coming out unscathed. And if I'm being honest, if I ever did a sniper movie and I came out unscathed, I would not feel sasatisfied. I feel like I didn't give it my all, or I didn't do something right. Like, man, I could tell you so many stories of like the injuries Chad and I had like literally fought through, and to a point where we would just be giddy. Like we were so banged up and pushing, and we loved it so much. We'd just be laughing our asses off because of the pain and discomfort we were in. But the fact that we're still being 12-year-olds playing pretend, it's ridiculous. It's the best. And, you know, and you're not the only one who's banged up. You got a stunt guy with a gash on his head over here. You got this guy's kind of limp now. Like, everybody's throwing everything they have into these movies, and you see it on screen.
Okay, so we're getting to No Nation, but now I got to talk about The Last Stand because, I love all the sniper movies, but this one made my top 10 of 2025 because I was just like, and it's probably my favorite sniper film just because of like what you guys accomplished and everything. Because like that finale, and I talked to Chad about it just a little while ago, and I was like, that was by far one of the best action sequences because like there's so much going on. There's firefights. You got her fighting with axes. You're doing your thing. Chad's doing his thing. It was just like a plethora of like just action goodness just erupting all around you. So first of all, talk about Arnold Vosloo because he was in it for a little bit. That guy is an icon. So talk about working with that guy. I mean, he wasn't in the movie for that long. Spoiler alert. He was in it for probably like 5 minutes, if that. But still, he was kind of the bad guy, you know. But then afterwards, it was just the soldiers that were the bad guys. So talk about working with that guy.
It was awesome. He again, what a legend. And he could not have been kinder, more gracious, more fun. He got in there and got dirty and was having to roll around in the dirt with the rest of us, and nothing precious about that man. He was there to have a good time and do good work. And I can't say enough good things about Arnold. What a joy he was. What an absolute pleasure to work with him. He was fucking great, man. Like, no complaints, no notes. He was prepared. He was good. He was so good. Like his line deliveries and being able to play in his natural accents and stuff, I think was fun for us. And yeah, man, I got nothing but love for that guy. He was incredible. I wish we could have had him around longer. He was so fun.
I know, right? It's like when like then he dies. Like it's like I was like, well, okay. I was like, well, what's gonna happen now? It's like type of
listen. He did it to himself. What are you
exactly right? Yeah, that is true. But okay, so let's talk because I was talking to Chad because I didn't get the chance to talk to him when it came out because I got sick. But so I talked about it just recently. Like I don't know if you're because Chad and I are fans of G.I. Joe. I don't know if you know.
Oh yeah, I collected. I had G.I. Joe growing up.
Okay, thank you. You're
past the age I should have had it.
we can be friends now. We can officially be friends now. So it's all good. But this is like The Last Stand is like a G.I. Joe movie because it's like you Well, Beckett doesn't have a code name. I guess you could call him Beckett, but like you're Zero, and everybody has like code names like Athena, and then it's like this. It's like y'all banding together, and it's like this humongous GI Joe movie, and I think that's why I kind of gravitated towards it like the most. I don't know. It's like did you think that, or is or is it, just
I would say it has to go down as maybe my favorite.
Okay.
If I had to pick a favorite, I mean, I love No Nation, but there's something about Last Stand. We took a heavy turn when we did Last Stand. The first one we shot in Cape Town, South Africa, which is arguably the best stunt team I have ever worked with. Ever. That team is phenomenal. Those fight sequences that were designed were amazing. The director, the DP, the crew, everything just came together in such this beautifully cohesive way. And you get a lot of shows where the stunts, you'll see the previs and the orchestrated stunt, and it changes so much on the day that you're shooting. It always changes, or time or whatever. No, not on these shows, not in Cape Town. The previs is so good that they actually let the previs operator operate on the day of shooting, and they let the stunt coordinator direct the fight scenes. That's not the norm. A lot of times, the directors still want to come in and direct the fight sequences, and then their operators are going to operate, and they're going to tweak, and they're going to change. The director, of course, is there, and the director of photography is there, helping and guiding. But they kind of get out of the stunt team's way and let them do what they do. And I think that's why these sequences are so special. If you see the previs and then you see the stunt, it's pretty bang on. It's not much different, if it's different at all. Sometimes you might have to cut a sequence for time, or maybe it's trickier in the location than we thought, but it's pretty great. Like that Hera axe fight in the fountain.
I called her Athena, wrong goddess. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. So that's Sharon Taylor. She's one of my best friends.
Sharon Taylor. Yes, we'll give her props.
Sharon is one of my oldest, best, dearest friends. Our daughters are friends, and
that's cool.
I love Sharon to bits. And when I saw that role, and I sort of mentioned her to Daniel, I was like, this woman is pretty badass. And I'm not taking any credit. Sharon got herself that job, and huge kudos to Daniel for taking a shot on her. And I knew she wouldn't disappoint. And when you watch that fight scene, like, Sharon is a 2-time black belt. Like, she's a for real legitimate action hero, heroine, badass. Like, she just is. And she's like the nicest, sweetest, beautiful human. But when I saw that fight, and I know what she put into that, I know how hard she worked for that. Oh my God, it's so satisfying. It's so fucking good.
I've seen fights with axes before, but when I saw her do that scene, I was like, I didn't know how much I needed fights with axes. It was, and like how it was shot, like with the water, and like how she like does her cross the line type. I mean, I was just like, chef's kiss. I was like,
and they gave her the rage motivation in the writing.
Yes,
she lost someone, so she just has that. I just wish we didn't kill her. Like, I just wish that we. Sorry again, spoiler alert. If everybody has to.
Yeah, right. Listen, if they haven't seen it, they're not action fans, so it's like okay. I wish we had, somehow found a way to keep her around, because Hera was such a great character. Yeah, that was this. Yeah. I honestly thought that because like when I saw you get into the sniper films, I was like, oh, all right. One, I was a fan of yours already, but I was like, I think he's going. So I thought that like they were going to do something, but then I was like, nope. All right, I was wrong about that one. Well, it's like, okay, well, let's move on.
I also listen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, it's your show.
Well, I was just going to say, like, I have 2 daughters, and I love our movies because when we have women in action, they're amazing and they're badass. But I don't want to try to get too like PC about it or whatever.
No,
but, like,
see, okay, we can talk about that all day too. Yeah.
But what I love is, like, we have these badass women that we don't like have to sexualize them or make them like these ingenues or these like damsels in distress. we don't do that. They're just badasses too, and I fucking love that, man. Like when my oldest daughter can see these movies and like they see that like women are badasses, man. Women are awesome and they're tough as nails. Like I was raised by a single mom who is an absolute badass. So I love that we do that. And also, by the way, speaking of women, and again, you talked to Daniel, this was not by design. No one was trying to be PC, no one anything. But The Last Stand, as far as I know, that's the only female director we've ever had.
Anishka, I talked to her. I interviewed her for the film as well. Yes,
but that wasn't by design. She was just the best person for the job. That was not like, oh, we need to put a woman in here or anything. It was not. She's just the best person for the job, and she killed it. Oh my God, she killed it.
That's why
and she's so fun. She was fun. She was great.
Oh, she was a blast to talk to. She was so much, yeah. She was so great to talk to, and I gave her such kudos. But I also go like, because I'm a big Punisher fan. I go, Punisher Warzone. And they're like, yeah, that was directed by a woman, Lexi Alexander. I was like,
Lexi's a pal of mine.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm a fan of hers too. Like she just did Absolute Dominion, that martial arts movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
We share Mortal Kombat. We share Mortal Kombat characters. She was a Mortal Kombat character on stage, and I was I played Raiden in the Warner Brothers Mortal Kombat web series. So
yes,
we bonded over that.
I was going to mention that one too, but I just moved on for time.
Yeah,
I could have been here for 2 hours. But real quick before we go to No Nation, I want to talk about your Butch and Sundance moment here in The Last Stand, because you guys had me. I talked to Chad about this too. You guys had me worried there for a second. I was like, are they gonna get killed? I was like, what's like? Because I honestly thought for like a split,
we were worried.
Yeah, I was like, are we getting fired? It's like,
it's called The Last Stand. We were just like, was this it? Fuck, I don't know. We're gonna go down, and that's exactly what we called it. We kept calling it the Butch and Sundance moment.
Well, it's like Friday the 13th, the final chapter. It's like, but then it's not the last one, because then you have a new beginning. It's like,
yeah. It was that was I read the script. I knew it was happening, but even when we're shooting it, it was just like, who is this? Are they gonna pull a fast one? Are they gonna, because he's shot, he's wounded,
You're all shot. And then Chad gets shot. I'm like, has Chad ever been shot in a sniper movie?
We're all going downhill. And by the way, Chad and I were both destroyed by the time we shot that scene. We were both like, we were banged up good. I had dislocated my shoulder. He had dislocated his back. And they had given me like some painkillers, and they cryo froze my whole arm so that I could hold the rifle in the end.
Oh wow.
That scene, because I just dislocated my shoulder like the day before. And it's crazy. So much fun.
So, okay, so real quick, and then of course we all know it ends with them finding the grip patch and everything. So now let's okay, now we're here. We're finally to the the one that we're advertising for, Sniper No Nation. They're there. You didn't make the poster, man. I was like, come on. I was like, you got to put 0 in the poster. I'm like, well, anyway.
Yeah, that was
I know it's above your pay grade. I get it.
It was a conversation that was.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me.
It's the first time I haven't been on a poster. When we did The Last Stand.
Yeah, you weren't on that one either, were you?
I am, but it's me as Rosie. So Rosie is what we call when 0 wears the skull mask.
The mask.
That's when he becomes Rosie. So Rosie is like Zero is Bruce Banner and Rosie is his Incredible Hulk, right? So once we uncorked the bottle on Rosie in The Last Stand, we all loved Rosie so much. The only thing is, I worry that people don't realize it is actually me behind the Rosie mask doing all that shit, like all the fighting.
That's you.
It's still me.
Yeah, that's you.
My stunt double, Shane Kruger, insanely talented, amazing, and looks just like me. It's crazy. And he's the amazing guy. I love him so much. I want to take him with me everywhere to all my jobs. But to find a guy who looks like me and is built like me, like how did we find that? Like he's incredible. But yeah, so that is me in the Rosie mask. But Oh my God, I lost my
Well,
train of thought.
let's talk about the movie. So now, like, and I talked to Chad about this again too, because I was like, you guys have done so much for this country, and then they shit on you. It's like, oh, now you're disavowed. It's like, wait a second, they stopped the weapon of mass destruction. It's like, what? So yeah, so it's kind of like taking that, like, because like all the action franchises do it. Taken did it. Liam Neeson was disavowed. Gerard Butler in The Angel Has Fallen was disavowed. It's like, might as well disavow you guys at the same time. So talk about that aspect of it.
Well, that was I was kind of happy that they did that, obviously, because I knew maybe we're going to shoot another one.
Right.
I think the play there was to throw a wrench into the grit of it all, and to try to like not give Brandon and Zero help. We didn't have our usual help. They wanted to see like how can we get back to that. Sorry, we were talking about the poster, and that's why, because we wanted Tom. They wanted to bring Tom back in, and it just would have been, I think, maybe a lot if it was like Tom and Grit and everybody. The reason Zero wasn't on the poster, to my understanding, is marketing wanted the poster to focus on Tom and Chad,
I get it.
Especially Tom.
Right.
And you don't want to put like a whole bunch of faces in there. That was their reasoning. Yeah, I was obviously a little bit sad that it wasn't on the poster, but I understand their reasoning. And Tom deserves all his flowers. He's amazing. And
I didn't want to make it sound like a bad thing. I was like, as a fan.
No, not at all. But
thing.
I think to make room for Tom in the impactful way it needed to be, the way we did with him in 8. Again, 8 was similar. Like we just, Tom's there, so we're going to keep Tom and Chad together. And then same with No Nation. It's like, you want to have as much Tom as you can have, right? He's the OG. We don't have this job without Tom.
Right. You make a valid point, sir. Absolutely. Like there is no sniper without, him and Billy Zane. Of course, Billy Zane's been, it kind of sucks. Like he hasn't come back because like I kind of like I'm kind of waiting maybe because then have you get a chance to work with Billy Zane. So.
Listen, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Billy Zane. So
I talked to him too. He was awesome. Yeah, I like. Oh, such a nice guy. Because I mentioned Sniper. I was like Sniper, and he was like, oh, he was all like he got all excited and everything. So.
Yeah, listen, I'd love it if Billy came back. If it was the right fit for him, and if it was the right fit for us, then it would be fun.
Right. So some people get kidnapped or get abducted. You guys got to, again, there's no backup and everything. So you guys got to go get them and everything. So talk about like the finale, because I showed you like this is you in the finale, because you got the shopping cart of weapons, which I love. You're like pulling shit out like it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And like that's the first one you pull out, and then you pull out the shotgun, and then you're like, it's like, so because you kind of like, okay. You've got your moments in the Sniper films, but in Sniper No Nation, you kind of get the big action scene, sir, because you get the big takedown with I'm probably gonna pronounce his name the wrong way, but Brandon Arut.
Brandon Arut, Killian.
Yeah, Arut. Yes, he's South. Yeah, so you get the big fight with him, which is kind of cool. So talk about having that moment.
That was that fight was epic. We earned that one, man. Brandon and I earned that one. Like there were bruises for sure. There was some blood and some bruises, and it was so dirty. It was so much dirt and dust, but it looks amazing. So we just rolled in it. We just went for it. That guy is amazing. He's got no quit in him, man. He wants to do all of it, and I want to do all of it. And
he's such a good bad guy. Like he's got that South African accent where he's like, he's like Aravaslu kind of.
He's so good in this movie. He's just so good. I mean, in South Africa, he's done some amazing work. I think he was in Elysium.
Yes, with Matt Damon. Yep.
Yeah, and I want to say maybe he was in Chappie. I can't remember, but he's a bit of a local legend. He's a real character. so much fun to work with and just hang out with, and he's a wild man in all the right ways. So we get into those fight scenes, and when we do a lot of these fight scenes, we make contact, especially to the body, because we're all usually wearing tack vests and stuff. So we get in close, and there's a lot of contact made. And sometimes you'll touch faces and sell it, and some actors, they get concerned, and you got to dial it back a little bit. But with Brandon, we knew immediately that we were going to go hard at each other, and then just shake hands and hug it out later. And that's what we did. We just we kicked the shit out of each other, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. But in the safe, I say that, like, I'm not trying to be reckless. In the safest, kindest, most respectful and well supervised way. But it's like, we're gonna do this. Let's do it. So all those, like, that's me, the leg sweep and the front rolls and all that stuff. Like, we threw down and did it, and it was amazing. And having that great stunt team and the great choreography, and our doubles would step in when we needed them, and they would kill it for us. And it's that fight scene was epic. It was I'm so proud of it.
So I'm gonna show I'm gonna play the trailer here, and because it's got some of you doing that in there.
In the incident in Costa Verde, the Global Response and Intelligence Team is an enemy of the United States
from
of America.
Commando.
Anyone involved in this terrorist false flag organization will be hunted down and will face the consequences.
Where is Brandon Beckett? Is he still alive?
What the hell am I doing here?
You're being detained under the Patriot Act.
That's for terrorists. Hello, Zero. Where's my son?
That was such a
There's
great
been an
moment.
attack. Over 50 Phoenix rebels were killed.
This fight scene is pretty amazing as well.
Yeah, more axes. Yep.
I'll give you an honorable death.
Why would they kill 50 unless they want us to go back to Costa Verde? This is a trap.
Tell me everything Beckett taught you. When he comes for you, what's he gonna do?
This whole cast
you
is
can take on the
phenomenal.
Iron Legion on your own.
Not a single weak link, man. Everybody's so
You
good.
guys just barely made it back across the border alive.
But we're going in. One shot, one kill. Let's get to work. 3, 2, 1. Fire. So we can't go home after everything.
That part right there, you take the gun.
There is no
Like,
going home.
that was
Yeah.
awesome.
That was fun.
We'll talk about that in a
That
second.
was tricky.
I want to ask you about.
There we
You're a
go.
man of no nation.
Yeah.
Brandon Beckett.
Because there's
Enjoy the show, Brandon. You're next.
yeah, that part right there, like where you
Yeah.
like do a full on NFL like tackle. Like, is
Yeah.
that you?
Yeah, so I did it, and Shane did it. I really wanted to do it. The reason I actually lead with my left is because I had dislocated my right shoulder on the last movie, and I was worried if I led with my right, I'd dislocate it. So that's why I always feel it looks weird, because it's my back, but like,
Listen, man, I get it. I had 2 soldier surgeries on this one, so yeah, I get it.
so it was I honestly, I know I chucked myself hard, and I know Shane chucked himself hard. I don't know which one of us that is in
You don't know.
clip.
You don't know if that's
I-
you or not that's doing it.
I hope it's me. I want to
We'll
believe
say
it's
it's
me,
you. It's
because
you.
I threw myself hard to do that. But listen, Shane makes me look so good in everything he does for me that I wouldn't be mad if that was Shane either. So I'm just going to try to take credit for it, because I definitely
I
did
would.
it.
I would. If that, I would be like, yeah, that's me. That's
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'll tell
But
you what's not
okay,
me.
now can
When I go
spoiler
flying
alert,
off the thing and land on all the splintered wood, that is Shane. I'm not you, Shane. You.
Well,
can hit the
sometimes you got
concrete.
to. Yeah, you got to let them do the more dangerous ones. I get it. It's a financial thing, so it's all understandable.
I'm
But
never
now
gonna
let's
be
talk
that
about
actor
the
that's like,
elephant
I
in the
do
room.
all my own stunts. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, I'm Jackie Chan. It's like I do everything. It's all good. But okay, like, spoiler alert: if you haven't seen the movie, switch off because I gotta talk about the ending because y'all pissed me off. I told Chad the same thing. I'm like, you motherfuckers. I'm like, you did like a Twilight thing. It's like you broke it into 2 movies. I'm like, what the F is going on right now? So it's like Brandon's captured. We don't know what happened to his dad. You're like, just like, what? They didn't come back? You know, they're like, so, and then it gives us a teaser trailer of part 2. I'm like, so what the hell, dude?
Listen, I watched it. I didn't know where to be continued. I didn't
So
know.
did you film the movie, and then they're like, did, and then you thought you were filming one movie type of thing?
No, we knew.
You knew. Okay.
But I didn't know where the cut point was going to be.
Ah.
I mean, I knew story-wise where it was going to be. But when I watched Donation for the first time, and we got there, I was like, because I get it, because it's really ramping up. It's like, oh, the stakes are getting high. The stakes are getting high. It's really ramping up. Here we go. It's going to be something big's about to happen, to be continued. And I was like, oh,
right. And then they show the title, and I'm like, that's not the ending. And then they come back with the stinger scene, but it's Zandi who, you know, that MFer like betrayed y'all. I'm like, and I told Chad the same thing. I'm like, after everything you did for this man, just because you were late, like, did he get mad because you guys, like, did he not know that, like, you guys didn't have any resources to get there? It's like, that's why you were late, you know, type of thing.
Yeah, lots of misunderstandings. lots of catastrophic misunderstandings. Yeah, that turning that character around like that was
good.
A hell of a choice.
That's a good plot thread right there, though. I mean, that I thought, yeah, I was like, because it makes the stakes higher, because now you know Brandon trained him, and so you're gonna have sniper against sniper. You're gonna be I haven't seen the movie yet, of course, because, you know, I have no idea when it's coming out, but I'm pretty sure that you're gonna get like the brunt work of the like, you know, he's gonna be up in his perch like shooting. You know, you're gonna be down in the muck or something. Like, is there anything you could tease us with?
Yeah, here's what I will tell you.
Yes, anything.
Movie, since I have been involved, we try to up the stakes and up the ante, especially with the fight sequences. So every time you think you've done the biggest, baddest, hardest fight sequence of your life and your career, in the next movie they're going to want you to outdo themselves in the next one, and there is no small amount of outdoing ourselves in the next one. I can say that. Yeah.
Okay.
And we have such an incredible cast.
Anyway, yeah, the cast we have is, they're so good. I mean, when I watch No Nation, I thought, oh man, these actors are bringing it in so many great ways. And you know, got all those folks in. You know, most of those folks came from South Africa, and all of them having to do various accents and different performances, and to give the character of Zombie this insane arc, and for Ciso to step up and play it so well. I love those guys so much. I want to keep making movies in Cape Town. I love it there, and I love the people there, and I'm really sorry that this one ended the way it ended.
I'm kidding. Hey, if it says it, well, one, I was like, it gave me a teaser, so I'm like, I know it's coming. It's not like a TV show that has a cliffhanger and it doesn't come back, and you're just like, what the fuck? I know there's going to be some sort of like continuation. And another thing I want to joke about too, because I go back to Chad all the time because we talk so much, is how you guys are able to film these movies without anybody knowing. Because like all of a sudden I'll just be like, I'll be at work or something, and then somebody will text me, "Did you see the new sniper trailer?" I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like,
yeah.
What the? How are you guys able to like? Because the one this one, the last one, I think he kind of teased on Instagram that you guys were already filming one. So I was like, oh, okay. But you're like, you guys sneak it under the radar. How is it? Again, I know above your pay grade, but like that's the funniest thing ever, because I'll just be like, give me a heads up.
Oh yeah, no, we're sworn to secrecy, man.
I know.
we aren't allowed to say anything. And you know, it's like, for example, when we're in Cape Town filming, we have to be really careful about posting on our socials to be even just like, oh, I'm in Cape Town on
vacation. Yeah.
And so we have to be really, I think that's Sony, man. They do a really good job of keeping it all under the radar, and they keep us informed enough to be like, hey, just say this, don't say that. We'll let you know when. And so they lay out a template for us and a timeline, and we just follow that. And I'm not as social media savvy or active as Chad, so I think it's easier for me. Um,
Hmm.
you know, I should be better at social media, but alas, I'm not. I live in a small town in the mountains, man, and I like it. I'm not really into the whole social media stuff as much as maybe I should be, but we'll get there.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time. Don't hang up when I stop recording because I just want to talk to you a little bit off the air.
You
But
bet.
just real quick, I saw like I was cruising Fandango at home, and you're in a movie that's called Night of the Reaper. That looks kind of sick. That's like a horror movie. Can you
Yeah,
talk about that one a little bit?
it's so good. It's really good. It's super fun, and we did that for Shudder.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I had just, oh man, was that right? It was right. It was before. It was before I left for Cape Town.
Okay.
We shot that to shoot No Nation, and I had gained a bunch of weight because I wanted to have like a sheriff belly in
Oh,
that thing. And I remember I was
okay.
like, oh, I gained the weight, and then I was like, oh, I got to be zero again in like
Well, you lost it. I mean, you got a
six
battle
weeks.
belt on there, but you could tell you're in shape.
It was grueling, man. I was like, oh, mistakes were made. That sheriff did not need to be bigger, and I was like, and
Yeah, you could have been a sheriff that was in shape. There are those around, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I still look like I'm
It's like
in pretty
method
good
acting.
shape.
That's some pretty serious method acting, Ryan. What
I was going all Stallone in Copland.
there you yes, there you well there hey, you know what? Worked for him, right? And then I just
Yeah,
want to say on here, like you did Little House on the Prairie. Like what is
yeah,
like yeah, like is that a
yeah.
reboot or something?
Yeah. It actually is launching Netflix worldwide in June. I want to say it's in June. So it's basically launching in every Netflix in every country around the world. I think around the same time on the same day ish.
Wow, no
Yeah,
pressure on doing that one. That's like
yeah,
an iconic show.
it looks amazing. I mean, I've seen some of it. It looks great, and I love doing westerns. I can ride horses and stuff, so that's super fun. I love that genre. And this was like particularly, you know, it was pioneering, frontiering.
Right.
Um, I I make knives, so I was a character that I could make a railroad spike knife for, like a proper working skinning knife. So I made a knife for the character, and yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. It was a very ambitious shoot, and great people. And we shot that in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Well, that's pretty. Look, like I said, I'm gonna check out Night of the Reaper. I'm like, because I'm all into horror too. So you're Sheriff Rodney Arnold. That's a good one.
Yeah, so Night of the Reaper is super fun. Again, paying homage to
It's
those.
about a babysitter that gets killed, but then you find out that there's something more to it, type of thing. Right?
Yeah, yeah, it's really clever, and it very purposefully pays homage to all of those great horror movies that we watched when we were kids.
Well, that's pretty cool. All right,
So
so we
they
don't know.
call it the Final Girl horror movie.
There you go. Well, I don't want to say anything, but like I'm gonna expect you to break out some whoop ass like Zero or something in it, or like. But it's like
A little
he's
bit.
acting. Like if it doesn't happen, I'll be like, he was just acting. It's all good. It's like
I get to take a guy down. I get to wrestle a guy, take him down with the blast double and drop him on the floor. So I get to do
well,
some stuff.
there you go. All right, so Sniper No Nation is out now. So you haven't seen it, then you're square because it's one of the best action movies of the year. And of course, part 2 is coming. And you and Chad had promised that when it comes out, you both are going to come on at the same time, and we're going to dish it out. So I'm going to hold you guys to that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, so this is Ryan Robbins. He plays Zero, and amongst everything else that I've enjoyed from my earlier years growing up. And then last thing to tell everybody, Ryan, what do you want everybody to get out of Sniper No Nation and Sniper in general?
Just enjoy it, man. Just let us distract you from whatever's on your mind, anything that's bugging you. Just let us, entertain you, make you laugh a little bit, excite you, get your adrenaline up, and then tell your friends to watch it.
Well, that it does. Every single one. I mean, especially now, like you guys are mixing it up, doing different things. That's why the franchise is up to 12 movies, because like, it just keeps changing and adapting and, and doing different things, like I said. All right. So Ryan, thank you for coming on. Thank you for dishing out. I can't wait to have you on again to talk. This is John with the Action Fix. And again, make sure you check out my website, actionflix.com, as well as the Action Fix with John Jerva. That's the podcast that you can see on my YouTube. Ryan, is there anywhere that, people can follow you, like on social media, if they want to get to know like what you're doing?
Instagram is Rain City Ryro. That's probably the best bet to find me there, and I'm getting better at posting shit, so come find me. Come say hi.
Now, are you in a is that a recording studio or something too? I see like you got guitars, all kinds of stuff back there.
Yeah, it's my home. It's my little home studio. We spoke earlier. I started as a musician, and I still play music. I still write, record, and play. And this is just my little sanctuary. No pun intended.
I got one right here, as you can see. Yeah, absolutely. This is where I do all my recording. So when Sniper No Nation Part 2 comes out, you and Chad, we're going to dish it out. I can't wait. Any word on when it might come up, or do you have any, have they? No.
Once again, my friend, that is above my pay grade.
Damn it. All right. Well, maybe I had to try. All right. So make sure you check out Ryan and Sniper No Nation, as well as all the other things that he's done. I'm going to go back and go through your filmography and just like watch all your TV episodes and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So Ryan, again, don't hang up because I want to talk to you off camera, but have a great day. Make sure continued success. And this is John with the Action Fix, reminding everybody, be nice until it's time to not be nice. Take it easy, everybody.
3, 2, 1. Fire.
The United States completely denies any involvement in the incident in Costa Verde. The Global Response and Intelligence Team is an enemy of the United States of America. Anyone involved in this terrorist false flag organization will be hunted down and will face the consequences.
Where is Brandon Beckett? Is he still alive?
What the hell am I doing here?
You're being detained under the Patriot Act.
That's for terrorists. Hello, Zero. Where's my son?
There's been an attack. Over 50 Phoenix rebels were killed in a raid. 3 were taken hostage.
Give me Brandon Beckett. I'll give you an honorable death.
Why would they kill 50 unless they want us to go back to Costa Verde? This is a trap.
Tell me everything Beckett taught you. When he comes for you, what's he gonna do?
You really think you can take on the Iron Legion on your own?
We faced worse odds,
You guys just barely made it back across the border alive.
but we're going in.
One shot, one kill. Let's get to work.
3, 2, 1. Fire. So we can't go home after everything we've done for our country.
There is no going home. You're a man of no nation, Brandon Beckett.
Hope you enjoyed the show, Brandon. You're next.